Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna of Reinforcement Club. Today, we are going to talk about transforming frustration into motivation to level up. Now, frustration is normal. It happens to everybody in some point, in every or any situation wherein we feel that, we are out of control. This frustration is an emotional response, our emotional response to obstacles or challenges which actually prevent us from achieving our goals, our desires. Mainly because our expectation exceeds the current reality to the point that we are unable to control it. We are unable to control the situation. For example, you have big goals and dreams by the time you graduate. And now you have finally graduated, especially in the Philippine setting. You find out that it's really pretty damn hard to find a job in your field because of the huge competition. So it's not what you expected. And another example is, it happened also to me and to the rest of my batchmates, fellow nurses way back in 2008, that we expected ourselves to have a period of time, like around, could be 3 to 5 years, that we can see ourselves somewhere in the US. But it wasn't that way. It wasn't easy. We ended up having no job. We were unemployed in the meantime, until such time that we let go of that frustration and we finally get what we want, what we need, and what we desire in time. And that time is not in our hands. And we finally understand that it really takes guts, hard work, and patience to make dreams come true. Now, there are several factors which contribute to frustration. The first one is unmet expectations, the basic ones, when things don't go as planned or as expected. So we feel disappointed. That just like my previous example. And another one is, a relationship. So when you get married, even before you get married, you expect these things to happen. You weren't that well informed about the life of being married. And now that you're married, it's not as what you expect as it is. It takes effort every day. And another thing which contributes to frustration is lack of control. You feel powerless or unable to influence the situation. So, like for example, COVID. So, no matter what you do, what you say, you are still going to get stuck in our homes. Even businesses, even the doctors who wants to get stuck, doctors and nurses who wants to get stuck at home, they have to go out to do their job. There are things that we cannot do anything about it. We must keep ourselves quarantined during COVID. And it was frustrating that we want to do a lot of things. We want to go for holidays. We want to live our life freely. But it wasn't that easy. It's not even allowed. Another thing is, the thing that contributes to a feeling of frustration is perceived injustice. So this happens when people feel unfairly treated or disadvantaged, whether it could be in personal relationships, work environments, or society, which evokes frustration. So, for example, if you are a wife with big hopes and dreams, but it turned out that you have children to take care of, and you couldn't do anything about your hopes and dreams as of this moment, other than to hold it for a while, and you have to pick your priorities. You have to pick a choice, whether it could be your children. As of the moment, it doesn't mean that you have no chance at all, but you have to go through to that point that you have to pick your priorities. Even in the workplace, yes, indeed, it happens in the workplace. But yeah, based on my own experience, it wasn't that bad because I don't give a heck about it. I don't I don't take it personally. And being I know that life is pretty much unfair. Life could never be fair, but if you learn how to use that unfair advantage, look, it's going to flip the switch. It's going to be an advantage. It happened to me when I was in the Middle East. I was working there. It didn't only happen to me, but for the rest of us Asians. So there are pretty much differences with the accommodation between the Western and the Asians, even with the salaries. Western people, healthcare workers from Western countries, they get higher salaries than Asians, which is for me, I would understand because that would be based on the cost of living in their country. It could be their currencies. I don't know what other factors involved. But for me, whatever is given to me, whatever is, you know, whatever is good enough for me, I can use it. I will use it. I'm already thankful for that. But when I work in that certain hospital, yeah, there is a different. There's a differences. There are differences between the accommodations of the Western healthcare workers and Asians, as well as the salaries, as well as the treatment. But I don't mind. I don't mind, and it doesn't only happen to me. It happens to the rest of us, and I just live my life. I don't, as long as I'm okay, I'm safe. I don't give a heck about it. I have my money and I can use it whatever ways I can. I can sustain my family. I can take care of myself. I'm already happy with that. The rest, if you look at the entire differences, it will only make you feel it will for me. I was just I got curious about it. I question it, but there's nothing I can do about it. Just leave it and move on. And besides, I did enjoy working in that institution in the Middle East. I did have had a good time, and with that differences that I've seen, between the treatment of Western healthcare workers and Asians, I don't even think about it. I just question myself once and that's it. I move on. It does happen. And once you take it seriously, you're going to get hurt. So it's way better to move on and, just, just take care. Just mind your own business. And to other situations wherein, we have to hold ourself as of this at the moment because we need to prioritize stuff like family. If it's worth it, then why not? But in the most part, you have to decide. The decision has to come from you, from your heart and mind, so that you can be fully 100% committed to your decision. Then it will reflect to your actions. So yes, injustice do exist, but we gotta get along with it, and in some point we can take advantage of the life being unfair to us. We can take advantage to it. And number 4, you feel frustrated when you have repeated failures and rejections. Like for example, Colonel Sanders, before he built KFC, he got more than 800 rejections for his chicken recipe. Even the inventor of the electricity light bulb, I forgot his name to be honest, he got 10,000 rejection, 10,000 failed experiments before electric bulb was invented. Even Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Industry, he before he built his first car available to the public, he wants to make a vehicle to be affordable for everybody, not just to the rich. He failed 1,000 times. So repeated failures. That is actually frustrating. But if you have big dreams, big goals in life, then there's no reason to quit. Even Elon Musk, he got his the last chance to, for his what do you call, the rocket last launch, and then that last launch of his rocket did work, and then that's his Tesla company, it boomed, glow, and now he's a billionaire. And repeated rejections, continuously facing setbacks or failures can wear down patience and lead to frustration. But always remember, if you have one life, which is true. I think I made a mistake in telling that, though. One life. We're not cats. We don't have 9 lives. Yes, we do have one life. Then if that goal or dream is the only thing that keeps you alive, then why in the world you would ever give up one dream? For me, to be honest, it's way better to, die fighting than give up. If I have a goal or a dream, which, that which is the only thing that keeps me alive, I would never give up on that dream. Ever. If that is the only reason why I am here. So never give up. But yes, indeed, it's frustrating. Another thing is that you are going to feel frustrated when you are uncertain. You don't know what to expect or how to proceed because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, for example, starting a business. So you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to happen. I think in the midst of uncertainty, it's way better to, especially when you are into this situation, it's better to seek support, mentor, or people who have already experience in the area that you are venturing, or trusted people who can help you in that midst of uncertainty. Those people who have already experienced what you've experienced. Not those people, please God, not those people who doesn't know anything about what you've gone through. Please be mindful which advice you take. Make sure you take the advice from those people who are experienced. Those people who have failed a lot and succeeded in that field, in that area that you are venturing, that you feel uncertain about. Another thing is that you're gonna feel frustrated when you are stressed and overwhelmed. So overwhelmed by responsibilities, deadlines, or obligations. For parents, yeah, indeed, it happened. Frustrated for a good rest. But most of the parents I heard, frustrating to get rest, but you know what? They told me it's worth it. Matter of fact is they still do the job. They still do the job of being a good parent, the responsibilities, because, other than their parents, they're going to miss that phase of their kids. Their kids are growing and time flies. No matter how frustrating, on their part to get a good rest, to have a good holidays, they don't want to miss, they want to be present to their kids because their kids are going to be just young ones. Their kids are growing. By the time that they're teenagers, they're going to have different needs and wants. And there will come a time that their kids will be grown up and wouldn't need them anymore. They're going to leave. So those parents I know, they cherish every moment with their kids because they know that's going to happen. So even though you're stressed and overwhelmed, you have to think about it if it's really worth it. Stress and overwhelm in working on your startup business. If it's worth it, then why not? If it doesn't give you an ROI in months or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, yes, indeed, it is frustrating. But if it's worth fighting for, then why not? I got a client. He built an insurance company which is quite profitable now, and he's moving out from CEO to the owner. He is hiring a CEO for his company because he decided to retire. He's over 65 now, and yeah, he told me when he started the company, he's not getting any salary in the first 4 years. So his company do cover insurances for for builders and infrastructure. So that's his company. And yeah, think about it. 4 years he's not getting any salary. He keep working and working. He missed a lot, a lot of happenings in his family, but that's what he wants. And he's making it up to his family this time. And he said, "Look, I've got no regrets, and I'm making up to them. I am 100% with my family now. That I did what I want, and I'm still doing it." Yeah, he's still working on the company, but he's not the main man. He's not the go-to person all the time. Now, there are external factors which contributes to frustration, like traffic jam, like especially when you wake up, when you walk up and get up late and traffic, and you are frustrated to be in work on time, but you get up late, so that will make you feel frustrated. Definitely. Technology malfunction. So for example, gosh, it's going to be a deadline tomorrow, but it's a brownout, a blockout in the town, or your computer has malfunction. Unexpected delays do trigger frustrations when they disrupt plans or cause of inconvenience. Internal factors which can contribute to frustration are: number one, perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect, hand eye as planned, and the way you think a night before, but it didn't go that way. It didn't turn out to be as planned. It was even messy, but it did work out. But you're still not contented about it. Gosh, self-criticism, and this one, the common one, the tendency to ruminate. This will make you feel frustrated. You want to solve the problem. You really want to punch the face of that guy, but you can't. So you keep ruminating about that thought because this guy had triggered you. But you can't really just start a fight that way. You're a professional. You are a good person. You can. That's why you keep ruminating and you can't sleep at night just thinking about it. Those are negative experiences. Triggers. We've encountered triggers that we keep ruminating most of the time, that it even hinders our daily task. Overthinking exacerbates feelings of frustration, and it even hinders our coping unless we do something about it. And lastly, frustration is caused by conflict or miscommunication from interpersonal relationship, misunderstanding with the love of our lives, or misunderstanding in the workplace, communication breakdown, making us feel unheard, dismissed, or unable to resolve the differences. Now, these are the factors which make us feel frustrated, and it's important to recognize the underlying causes of our frustration. It could be one of these factors, so that we can able to recognize the root and manage it, because it can impact our well-being and relationships. Now, how can we overcome frustration? How can we get over it? Because frustration If we can't get over it in the longest time, it's going to cause us emotional distress. It will decrease our motivation. It even impairs our decision making. When you are emotionally frustrated, you feel like you're done with life. You're totally compromised. You cannot make an irrational decision because you think that you're done. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm hopeless. But not. No, it's not true. Really. You just have to be like to clear out your head, like heal, and then you're back on the track again. And frustration can also lead us to interpersonal conflict, strained relationships, relationship with others, with our family, and with ourselves. It even leads to physical symptoms: headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, digestive problems, and in the most part, my favorite part, sleep, sleep disturbances. Now, it even impacts our self esteem. It erodes our confidence, the way we value ourselves if we can't get over of frustration. Way back before 2008 when I graduated uh, in nursing, and I already have plans set. I want to go to US, but US that time were totally closed. And the institutions, hospital institutions in the Philippines way back that time, they even have out of the blue qualifications for nurses that they're going to hire. For example, pleasing personality. Jesus Christ. We all have personalities which is good, the bad, and the ugly. And another thing, height requirements. They want tall nurses. Gosh, I'm not tall. So I didn't get a job. And pleasing personality, I don't know how am I going to do that. You need to get to know me. We need to get to know each other. And typically Filipinos are small, or it could be just moderate or mildly tall, should I say it that way. But even though Filipinos are, or it could be, shall I say, all right, small compared to heights of the foreigners, gosh, but they are the best of the best in their job. They are small but terrible. Most of the people, nurses in the Middle East and anywhere in the world, they love to work with Filipino nurses because they are hardworking and quite competitive. We already have Filipino brand in terms of caring because culture-wise, we were trained by by our parents, on how to care, to care for people, for our siblings, for our family. So as we go along, go abroad, we spread that culture that way. We have Filipinos have our own way to care. So thank you so much for our ninuno, for our grandpa, grandma, for our previous generation. It's a brand of care. Now let's go back to getting over frustration. So you're not alone if you're frustrated. Everybody feels that way, and in some point in our lives we do. It's going to happen. Now, the first thing that you're going to do to overcome frustration is to accept. Practice acceptance. That there are things which are beyond your control and focus on what you can change. Embrace imperfection. We are not never going to be perfect, and that's the best part. The thing about knowing that you're not perfect is the most liberating thing that you ever think about. It's going to happen in your life. That's happening in your life. Recognize that there are setbacks and challenges as a natural part of life as you are venturing your goals, your hopes and dreams in life. Instead of resisting or denying them, accept them, those hurdles, those adversities as opportunities for you to grow and learn, which is indeed true. Focus on the present moment. Shift your attention away from the past regrets. Don't ever regret those past. Those past are meant to, slap you with lessons. Not literally slap you, but It's going to give you lessons. Look, you got to learn this. It's going to come back to you if you don't. So, also, it's important to shift your attention away from future worries. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna be going. I don't have a chance to go to America now. I don't have a job. That's for nurses. Your frustrations. Focus on here and now to reduce rumination and alleviate the feeling of frustration. Accept and then make adjustment. The second one, adjust your expectations. Set realistic goals and expectations to avoid constant disappointments and always be grateful. Having a life itself, waking up every morning is already a chance for us to make a difference. And think about it, it always and always going to start small. And that start is, it has to commence in yourself. It's in the mindset. Appreciate everything that you see, the air that you breathe, your home, your family, your pillow, your shelter, the oxygen, your eyes, your body, your heartbeat, everything. And that's already being grateful is already a one great warm up to start your day, to start the war there in the battlefield when you go outside and do your job, day job. And celebrate progress, no matter how small it is. I'm going to tell you a story. So, when we graduated nursing way back 2008 and we didn't have a job, most of my classmates didn't have a job. So some of them, they ended in call center, they ended to be a medical representative, they end up to be a surveyor in a company, they end up to be a collector for a small bank or community banks. They did all the jobs that they can find. They got involved. And that made them move on. Now forget about the frustration of not having a job and no value, no face value in the world. They just move on. And myself, I took a master's degree, which I couldn't use here in EU, in Europe. So yeah, think about taking master's degree in the Philippines if you're planning abroad. Make sure that you can use it. Now let's go back. So I did master's degree. I volunteered until after 2 years. 1.5 years. I got the job, but the contract wasn't permanent. So I forgot how you call that, probationary for around 2 years, 1.5 years to 2 years probationary until I got the permanent contract in that hospital institution. So probationary, it's not even, they can even kick me out anytime. And that's even beyond 6 months. Because the reason why they put me in probationary, because they're waiting for another nurse, to quit the job, to be kicked out for a good reason. It could be abroad or transfer job. So then they can let me in. They can give that contract to me. So that's how it works. And I patiently waited for that. And that when I got the permanent contract, that's the time that I got a good salary, a little bit increase on the salary. And I was being patient, just like everybody else. So it happened to us in the Philippines for nurses there. Yes, we've gone through that. Frustration and hardship, not only financially, emotionally, and it's been draining most of the days. But the good thing about it is that we got a good training, the best training. Not although we don't have, Philippine nurses in the Philippines, we don't have enough resources, but the mindset, the practice, the principle, the drive, the passion, that is what we bring outside our country. That's part of our branding. Now, because of because we have finally accept our present situation and we make adjustment with our expectations to really overcome our frustration, we can able to develop resiliency. And along with that resiliency, emotionally, we can able to come up with solutions. So develop problem solving skills. Identify the root cause of your frustration. It could be unemployment. It could be, you're thinking about your future plans that it might not going to happen. Or it could be your current situation that you can't do anything about. Like you have big goals and dreams in life, but you have children to take care of. So problem solving solution, you have to make a decision whether to really manage your time well so that you can have a fraction of time, other than you're giving most of your time to your children, a fraction of time to work on your personal dream, to work on yourself. So you really have to decide, and that is problem solving skill. Take time to understand the underlying reasons of your frustration. Any specific obstacles that you find out, or challenges which needs to be addressed. You got to come up with a problem, with the question. Ask yourself. Brainstorm solutions. Generate multiple potential solutions to your problem. And take action. Choose a solution and implement it 100%. Not 50-50. If you are going to take action with your intention in mind, which is 50-50 commitment, like I am not sure, quote unquote, better not do it, because you're not 100% committed. The downside of being 50-50. I am not sure. By the time that you're going to get the goal, the prize, you wouldn't feel the value of it. You might even gonna take it for granted. And most of the time, when you are 50-50, I am not sure, quote unquote, most of the time you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna get it, because you are not 100% committed to do whatever it takes to get it. And number 4, seek support. Talk to your trusted friends, family, or therapists to gain perspectives and emotional support. And lastly, after you finally come up with your solution, you finally make adjustment with your expectations. Practice stress management. Engage in meditation, hobbies, and in the most part, exercise to reduce stress and promote resilience more. It will make you tougher. Have you ever heard a saying wherein if you want to change your mind, you have to, if you want to go for your goal like 100%, you have to condition your body first, because a conditioned body is going to lead into a conditioned mind. When your body is healthy, it's going to help you out come up with good solution in your head. And then eventually you're gonna come up with meditation or any ways that you could take good care of yourself spiritually. Mind, body, and spirit. So once again, a quick recap. To overcome frustration, first thing is practice acceptance. The second one is adjust your expectations. Number 3 is develop problem-solving skills to solve the root cause of your frustration. Number 4 is seek support. And lastly, number 5, practice stress management. Now, hopefully this content today, this message today will help you a lot. And if you ever love this content, you can pass it to your family and friends. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I am also in YouTube Podcast. And I appreciate your time. This is Anne, by the way. Reinforce Me Club. Let us help each other spread the good news. Have a lovely day ahead. Thank you once again.